Okay, this is probably as close as I can get to matching, which is fine because this gives me more of an opportunity to show you how to fix it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock my S layers so that it doesn't get in my way. And I'm going to go to my R layer. I'll click on here and I'm going to go to type, create outlines. And now you can see that when I zoom in, it is a bunch of anchor points and no longer a font. So I'm going to take my direct selection tool and I'm just going to use that to click on paths and see if I can start adjusting things to match. So you'll notice that some take a lot of adjusting and some don't take very much at all. But it's always smart to try to click on two anchor points at the same time. So like for example, I'll click this anchor point, hold down shift, click this anchor point, use my arrow key to guide them both up together. And that just kind of keeps things a little bit more uniform so that your spacing is accurate. So when you get into a situation like this where you've kind of got a wonky bend in your line, you can click on this curve and it'll bring back both handles and allow you to adjust it so that it doesn't have those funky bends. So I'll show you that again. Notice this has like a funky bend in it, right? And it's just not a clean curve. So I'll click this handle and now I have not so much of a funky bend. I might need to fix a couple of these things. All right, I'm going to move on to another area that's different. So like right here, I have this whole section that needs to be elongated. Instead of clicking on one, I'm going to hold down shift and click on both of those anchor points and grab the path right between them and click and drag that path. Hopefully that worked. Let's find out. Yes, it did. So again, if you just click on the bar between them, it'll allow you to just elongate that path, which again is very handy. Let's see what's going on over here. So I'm thinking the smartest route of action will be to erase those two anchor points. Whoops, that didn't work. Try that again. Click on this anchor point and that anchor point, delete them. Now I can grab these guys. Ooh, that just seems like an unnecessary anchor point. I'm going to delete those too. Now I'll click these both and see if I can just shift them over with my arrow key. See what kind of editing I can do to fix this. Now, you guys have a pretty extensive knowledge of the pen tool, so you can take that pen tool out and use that too. But I really like using my direct selection tool to work with what I currently have before I go crazy and add more stuff. Now, if you end up, that looks weird, but that's okay. Let's pretend I have my pen tool and I add a bunch of anchors. Wow, that's a lot of anchors. And it gets really way too complicated. A really great thing you can do is you can select your path and then you can right click and you can say simplify. And then see how it automatically removed those anchor points? So it's not quite so anchor pointy. Another fun tool to know about is when you have like a handlebar where one side's manipulating the other and you want it to just be a nice straight clean edge corner, you can go over here and say anchor point tool and it'll just get rid of your handlebars and it gives you a nice 90-degree angle.